Hey everyone and welcome. In this video we look at the EU's disgraceful power grab and in my opinion shows just how desperate the EU have become.
And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.
It's titled, Brussels Targets Ireland and Netherlands in Power Grab of Member States' Taxation Powers. Brussels is planning a taxation power grab that would see Eurocrats crack down on member states offering advantageous corporate tax schemes. Absolute rubbish in my opinion. It's an excuse for what can only be described as a control the money power grab. If you control the taxes, you completely control the people and you can fleece the people to line your own pockets at their expense. This is what I think this is all about. This is the final step to gaining the federal empire we all know the EU want. Removing Ireland and Netherlands as a nation. Full integration. Goodbye culture, freedom. Are you looking forward to it, Ireland? Ireland and Netherlands are going to be first, but I guarantee they won't be the last, if it's allowed. Baby steps into totalitarianism, everyone. Let's read this rubbish, shall we? The European Commission is investigating whether it can launch an unprecedented legal challenge that could limit multinational firms' abilities to take advantage of business-friendly corporate tax regimes. Eurocrats want to use Article 116 of the EU's treaty to challenge national systems that are deemed to distort the single market. Such a challenge would be deemed highly provocative by member states who are fiercely protective of their sovereign taxation powers. Now, at this point, I'd like to say, can we really blame them? Taxation powers is sovereignty. Without that, you're a vassal state, zero power or influence. Europe and Ireland, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Get out now before it's too late. We are Europe's friends, not enemies. Follow our brave, strong lead. We've showed you the way. Out's better than subservient. But let's continue, shall we? The crackdown would likely target countries such as Luxembourg, Belgium, Ireland and the Netherlands. See what I mean? More coming. European diplomats have predicted a fiery fight back from some member states, risking years of lengthy legal battles at the European Court of Justice. Make your bed lie in it, is in my opinion. But what say you? Dutch MEP Paul Tang, the new head of the EU Parliament's Tax Committee, told the FT bringing Article 116 into play could stop unfair practices in EU tax havens. Not a chance. And I'll tell you why at the end. It is a race to the bottom which benefits a small few at the expense of the rest. This is unacceptable, especially in difficult economic times. Tax avoidance by multinational firms has become a big issue in recent months as the bloc contemplates how to fund its vast economic rebuild after the lurgy pandemic. And this is the rub in my opinion. This is why they're actually wanting the ability to tax and the control of tax. It's got nothing to do with multinational companies because we know the EU run on money and the multinational companies will be fleecing them something chronic. Do we doubt that? Because I don't. The Commission is planning a new EU digital services tax on technology giants after the US pulled out of international negotiations next month. Pulled out of international. You can't pull out until you're actually out. It's not pulled out, it's are going to pull out of the international negotiations next month. I'll do it for you. My God, the people writing for papers nowadays is ridiculous, isn't it? Eurocrats have also put forward plans for EU-wide carbon taxes in order to help repay a planned €750 billion debt to fund the bloc's lurgy recovery and the massive overspending on everything, I bet. Important ruling on Wednesday at the ECJ's General Court will decide whether the Commission was right to order Apple to pay €13 billion in back taxes to the Irish government in 2016. Can I just say at this point, they'll just pull out. European officials have suggested if decisions were to be struck down by judges, it would significantly impact the Commission's ability to pursue multinationals. You have got knocked down of stopping multinationals fleecing the system. They can just go to a country that doesn't. Sorry, but that's just the way it is. One official said if the Commission loses the Apple case, then it is running out of tools. Hour of tools. Wow, editorial staff, you deserve sacking. Out of tools to go after aggressive tax planning. Taxation power grabs have often been rebuked by member states with more favourable systems. But unlike previous attempts, Brussels believes the new initiative would only need the support of a qualified majority of the EU's 27 capital rather than the traditional unanimous unanimous support of all countries. So they're basically saying the way that we normally vote is out of the question. We only need an handful of people to say yes and it'll go through. You see what I mean, Europe and Ireland? You need out now. This would limit a single country's ability to veto the scheme. It'd limit anyone's ability to veto a scheme. It just takes all of the power out of the member states' hands and puts it all in the hands of the bureaucrats, like they always planned. The measure would also need a stamp of approval from the European Parliament. I bet it does. This could be the key to unblocking the impasse we've had so far, a Southern Europe EU diplomat said. But another source warned the Commission shouldn't rush out the plans before securing guarantees that the scheme would not be voted down by a blocking minority of governments. Have you heard that? So it's exactly what I said, isn't it? They want the power to just push things through now. Am I wrong? Now, what's my opinion on this? Well, I think it has absolutely nothing to do with any of that article in regards to multinational companies, other than the statement of taxation to pay off the massive €750 billion debt that they've built up over the Lurgit and complete inability to decide on a course of action to find that money. You've seen what they're doing about the budget. They've been screaming at each other for a couple of months now. Well, more than a couple of months. This isn't to claim tax money off international companies. They know this doesn't work. They know if they do this, the companies stop selling and using the country that tries. They effectively leave and they get nothing. We also know the EU like to bolt issues together to enable them to manipulate people and also hide info to suit them as a power structure. So are we surprised they want tax powers from member states? Because I'm not. It's the last part of sovereignty to be removed, is it not? What I find telling, and I really do find this telling, is the countries they pick first. I know Netherlands is a wealthy state, not sure on benefits from Ireland, but I'm sure there are many to the EU money-wise and location-wise. Obviously. This is Germany and France wanting everyone else to pay for their mismanagement of trade agreement blocks. There's no mention of their taxes. Did you notice? Ireland, I have a suggestion for you. Rejoin the UK, we'll take you back. We'll look after you. We won't treat you like that. Also, the EU's Parliament's Tax Committee said, if you remember, bringing Article 116 into play could stop unfair practices in EU tax havens. Did you remember that? So the EU are finally admitting they have tax havens. So it's not a level playing field after all, is it? It's just a thought. Let me know what you think, though. I'd like to know if you can think of a reason they picked Ireland and Netherlands first. Other than monetary benefits, obviously. Do you believe it's for what they said? To crack down on multinational companies? Do you think any multinational companies can be forced to pay any taxes they don't want? Because I actually don't think multinational companies have to pay a thing. They'll just move to countries that don't tax, won't they? Or they won't tax as much. Money talks. If you start trying to fleece individual companies that are all over the world, they'll just go somewhere else. I'm sorry, but they just will. I know it's not right, and I know a lot of the big multinational companies should be paying taxes, but they're not going to, are they? Why would they if they don't have to? You see where I'm going with that? But let me know what you think, everyone. I'd like to know your opinion. Let me know in the comments. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon. Share it out, everyone. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one.